So for almost 2 years, the Robert Mueller special counsel probe investigating possible ties between the Trump campaign and Russia has hovered like a dark shadow over the White House. And yesterday it cleared. The politics of this have changed. Now, to be sure, questions remain. Democrats are unhappy with the 4-page summary the Attorney General issued. They want to see the report itself and the underlying evidence. So there's still certainly battles to be fought over that. Also, to be sure, there are other legal problems on the horizon for this president, particularly in the Southern District of New York. But the special counsel probe, which was an existential threat to this White House, concludes that there was no collusion between Russia and the president and his team, which of course is what Donald Trump has been telling us for 2 years, usually in all capital letters. It did not make a decision on obstruction. Mueller said there wasn't enough evidence one way or the other to make that conclusion. The Attorney General decided that there was not enough to find reasonable cause for obstruction. The politics of this now change in a heartbeat, where suddenly, for many months, we would have assumed that the president would have had to run for re-election running away from the special counsel's findings. Instead, he'll run with them. He will say, look, they found that I didn't do anything wrong. We'll hear about it after rally, including his next one, which is Thursday night in Michigan. He will say, I told you, it was a witch hunt. You spent nearly 2 years. You spent tens of millions of dollars. You came at me. You didn't find it. He will also link those findings to what the House Democrats are trying to do. They're launching a series of probes into all aspects of the president's life, his business, and parts of the potential ties to Russia, the shadows of the 2016 election. And he will say, look, you already had your chance. You had the investigator you wanted. I didn't interfere. He came to his conclusions. If you're still going to investigate me, that's just an example of government overreach. It's an example of partisan warfare. That's not what the American people want. So whether or not this works as a political tactic, of course, remains to be seen. But it now hands the president a pretty powerful political weapon, where he can go out there and say, look, you came at me, you accused me of wrongdoing. It came back that I didn't do anything. And instead, Democrats are trying to impede my agenda. They're just being obstructionists, and they're getting in the way of what I'm trying to do for the American people.